All right, in this video today, we're going to go ahead and talk about how to create a part. And the first step to creating a part is by sketching it out. So we are going to create a part. So again, these are new buttons that you can click on to open the files, but I would like you to get in the habit of coming up to the little piece of paper icon and selecting new. That way you can ensure that you're opening up a standard.ipt for your part file. We'll go ahead and open that up to get started. And again, it may take a minute or two to go ahead and load the environment. Just be patient with it. Okay. Now, once this loads, again, the first step to creating a sketch, and you may want to get this in your notebooks, is to select Start 2D Sketch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select one of our planes. I am going to model our black stepping cube that we did for our orthographic drawing in our engineering notebooks. So this is the part that I'm going to go ahead and model. And I always get in the habit of modeling your front view. Sorry, my camera's over here. Okay, so I'm going to do the stairs as the front view. All right. And since I'm doing my front view, again, I want to look at the orientation of my view cube. Here's my front, so I'm going to select my XY plane. All right. And since we don't have specific units, I'm going to go ahead and do just keep it simple. Each cube is going to be an inch. All right. So each cube is going to be an inch. So I'm going to grab my line. Again, we want to start at the origin every single time that we go ahead and do a sketch, right? If we don't start at the origin, we're going to get some issues that pop up in Inventor. So we're going to select that origin, and then I'm going to come straight up with my line, and you're going to notice that there's two windows here full of numbers. So the first one is my dimension, and if I tab will get you to that second window or box with the dimension. And the second window is going to have your angle, right? I want to draw my line at a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to tab back over, and I know that I have 3 cubes as my height, and I'm going to do each cube is an inch just to keep things simple for this. So I'm going to do my height is 3, and then I'm going to press enter, all right? And then I'll need to go ahead and zoom out with my mouse. And then I'm going to come over 1 cube. So literally the computer is going to do all the work for you. You're just going to kind of plug and chug your answers or into your dimensions that you would like. I'll come down 1, and then I'll come around and close. Now notice all of my lines are that blue or purple color. Okay. That means everything is fully dimensioned in your sketch. That's good. That is what you want to go ahead and see. All right. There's another way to go ahead and do this, and I want to show you both ways. There's not a right or wrong way to go ahead and do things, which is really nice in Inventor. So I'm going to press the escape key. Notice that my line command is no longer active. And those purple lines, the computer will go ahead and tell me when they're all purple that it's fully constrained, right? That's what we're looking for. We don't want any green lines because then our part's not fully dimensioned. The computer doesn't have enough information to go ahead and move forward. All right, so that's one way to do it. I'm going to delete it. We could also come in with our line and we could just rough sketch it out. Here's my general shape that I want. It is not perfect, but I'm going to come in and I'm going to close my part. Remember, you need to start at the start point and end at the start point, which we call the origin, 0, 0. You're going to notice that 2 of my lines are purple, but we need all of them to be purple. So again, in the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to tell you how many dimensions we need in order for our part to be fully constrained, for the computer to have enough information to move forward. So I'm going to grab my dimension command, and I'm going to click on my line. and it's going to give me an edit dimension box. I'm just going to type in my dimension. All right, I'm going to do this one. This one's going to be 1. Each one of our steps is 1. I'm try to stack these dimensions a little bit. Doesn't really matter where we go ahead and put them. All right, so this is going to happen from time to time. Adding this dimension will what we call over constrain our sketch. You never want to over constrain a sketch. So I'm going to select OK. And that just tells me I need dimensions in 3 other spaces besides that. So I'll try to go ahead and do this because I know that that surface isn't correct. I know that this surface needs to be 1. All right, this is also going to happen. I'm going to exit out of my dimension and notice my step isn't out here where it needs to be. Any green line you can always click and drag to reposition, all right, because the green lines aren't constrained. They're not kind of locked into place, if you will. All right, so if that happens, don't freak out. Just click on the green line and drag it to a new location that you would like. All right, and now I don't need a dimension down here because I have 1, there's my other 1, right? I have my 2 dimension and, wrong way, 3 dimension to give me my overall width of that part. So now I'm fully constrained, so you can do it either way. Everybody always has their preferred preference, and whichever way works. But once you're done with the sketch, all of your lines are that blue or purple color. It says fully constrained in the bottom right-hand corner. Now we're ready to finish our sketch. Once you finish your sketch, you're going to notice that if you take a look at your view cube, again, we're in the front orientation, but if you click on the front, you're going to get that flat orthographic view of your front view, right? So I'm going to click on the top right-hand corner of my view cube, and I'm going to put that flat drawing, that 2D drawing, back into an isometric view. It's just a little bit easier to see when we go ahead and create this as a 3D object. So one of the ways that we're going to focus in this class on making parts 3D is by using the extrude command, all right? And it's going to add depth to our profile. So I'm going to select extrude, and this little window is going to go ahead and pop up. And as long as your profile is selected, it's going to go ahead and give you a preview. All right, so your profile's here. If no profile is selected, this arrow will be red, and the red arrow just says, hey, computer needs to know this information. There's a couple different ways to go ahead and extrude your feature, right? So you can go and direction 1, you can extrude to the front, and you can specify a distance. So I could specify a distance of 3, and it'll extrude all the way out. And I do want 3 because that's my depth of my cube, all right, or my part. I could go to the back, all right, direction 2. I could symmetrically proportion and extrude half the distance on both sides. So now I'm extruding 1.5 to both sides of my 2D sketch. And then this one here is asymmetric. We're not really going to use it, but it may come up at some point where you can, from your 2D sketch, extrude in 2 different distances in 2 different directions. So you can kind of specify that. All right. Or what we can do is we can grab this orange arrow and we can kind of freehand extrude by clicking and dragging, and that is going to automatically update that distance for us, right? So once you're happy with it, you're going to go ahead and press OK, and then there is your part. Now over on the right-hand side, we have this navigation control, and this little orbit symbol here, if you click on that, it's going to come up with a target. And if you click and hold the left-hand side of your mouse, you can 3D spin your shape. And as you 3D spin your shape, notice in the top right-hand corner that view cube of mine is spinning all around. All right. But if I select my front view, there's my front view. There's my top view. I'm going to come back to my front view, reorientate myself, and then I'm going to come to the right side view. All right, so you're going to notice a very similar setting between what we have been doing with ortho and iso drawings now being incorporated into Inventor. But that is a very simple part created in Inventor and how you do it.